Hi, this is Hank with Reptile Toolworks. You give me just a minute and I'll make you smarter than I am. I've been on a bow making tool kick. We have made a lot of bows over the years. I've made a lot of bows and I loved everything involving archery, self bows, and other things. Now, I had spent a minute earlier talking about the bowyer's hawk. Okay, so you've gone out and you've harvested a sapling and you've done all those kind of things with it. Some people like to remove the material with a chopping tool. Some people like to use a draw knife. Some people like to use a rasp. All those are wonderful, okay? It really doesn't matter how you actually get the material off there as long as you get the material off and chop away everything that leaves you a bow, all right? Now, we make and sell a dog bone draw knife, okay? These have gone out in the Apoco box. These have gone out in some other things, and I'm going to talk in depth about this for just a minute. But we make that tool. A little bit later, I'm going to be talking about a gouge we make in another video that is our little whiskey gouge, and it is a great tool for chasing annular growth rings on the back of a self bow. It really is. I'll demonstrate that and show it. But now, we also sell the Day Zero bow making kit, three other archery related things that we may link to, but I am actually setting on the pack horse, okay? Now, I've done a couple videos on this in the past, but I could not get a draw knife out and talk about working bow staves without getting the pack horse back out. Dave Mead and I had to go to a show one time down in Tennessee, and we were packed so tight in the car, my wife and I, that I didn't have room to take anything to work on. So he and I put our heads together, and we developed this guy, and this entire shave horse here, it's a strap horse as the French would call it. This little bowyer strap horse folds up in a minute, and I'm going to take it out and carry it and put it in the front seat of my car along with the folding chair, okay? If you work in a room or a small apartment or only want to scrape bows on your deck in your apartment building, and you need to have a really small tool to do it with, that's wonderful. But when we did it, we didn't realize that we were actually making a tool that was incredibly versatile, okay? Now, this is the stave I had that got weathered and sent outside somewhere. Regardless of the size or diameter of your stave, a strap horse will take care of that for you, because what a strap horse does is it pulls down with a strap, and I didn't invent this, the French used these, and they actually used a Spanish windlass to pull a rope down and several other things, but I just modified it. So I took a standard orange strap, cargo strap. Now, I'm going to set this for this bow, watch. You see that guy tighten up in the back there? I'm going to come back up here, open this up, and I'm just going to tie a square knot right here in this piece of strapping, okay? I even left the hook on it in case I ever needed it. But as you can see, what happens is when I push down on that, I put an incredible amount of pressure up here on this guy, okay? So what I can do, too, is I can work down here close, or in just a minute, I'm going to show you how I swivel the seat to let the bow go past me so that I can work on a bow as long as you want to work on it. Okay? Now, to work here, I like a draw knife. Okay? Draw knives are usually heritage tools you see hanging up on a wall somewhere, and if you find one at a flea market for under $50 or $60, you're doing good. The old ones were truly works of art. Okay? The new ones, some of them are good, some of them aren't. If you don't pay big money for a draw knife, you're probably not going to get a very good draw knife. There aren't that many small ones either, unless they're specifically for bowl cutting or seat making or something like that. I decided I needed a draw knife that fit my needs. So what we did is we made a draw knife called the dog bone draw knife. Okay? So it's got kind of a dog bone on each end of it. We put it in a leather sheath. I put a piece of paracord here so that I could untie it, keep it in a leather sheath, and keep it secure. And what you've got here, okay, is you have one solid piece of steel. This is our A36 carb, heat treated and hardened. Great bevel here. It's got two holes in each end of it, and I'll tell you the truth, a lot of times, I'm going to take the sheath and put it right over here, out of the way. A lot of times when I'm coming in and working something and I want to work close, I'll just grab the tool and use it as a small draw knife. You just don't find this anywhere else unless it's like a custom small draw knife that somebody has forged. They didn't make them really that small. Now, you can take a big cut, okay, by holding the bevel up, or you can put the bevel down, okay, changes your cutting angle, and you can come in and take off extremely small shavings, okay? Now, if you want to make it act like a bigger draw knife, we put in 2 wood handles, okay? You can stick a handle through this hole and a handle through this hole. Ultimately gives you as much control as you want on angle, okay? And you can come in and you can take a grown-up cut without any problem. Now, if you don't like letting go of it and having the handles disappear, we put a hole in each side of it here, so you can wrap a piece of paracord around through it, or a piece of foobar string around through it, or even a couple rubber bands, and keep them in place while you're using it like this. It was designed specifically to have you drive a tapered stick in it in the woods, okay, so that you could do it like that. So you've got a great little tool, okay? So we can come in and take a cut. Now, this is a little cedar bow stave that I've demonstrated on before, but I think you get the point. Now, before I move, I want to show you this. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. I got too much bow, and I want to work right here, okay? If you just stand up and pivot the seat, look at that. It goes right under my arm. Okay, I can put as long a stave as I want to and work on the right hand side. I can flip the seat that way and work on the left hand side. Now, we don't sell this because this is too easy for you to make. If you're making your own bows, you should be able to figure out how to make this. But what we do sell, is we sell the plans, okay, for the pack horse, okay? A strap-based horse I made. Not really expensive. It's a good move, okay? You can make this at the lumber yard in a matter of a morning, okay? Matter of fact, make 2 of them. Give one to a friend, all right? Now, before I let go of this little tool, we've shown you how it works, okay? We've discussed it. I'm set up here to work on any part I want, and I can take, honestly, an incredibly beautiful shaving just like this. It is a delight to work green wood with. It truly is, all right? When you're done with it, put it up. It doesn't weigh much. Now, you think, all right, what do you got? Tell you what, I have a lot of people who are survival experts. I'm not talking about playing. I'm talking about people who are survival experts, okay? Watch me hold that right under there while I do this. If you take this guy and tie a loop in this, okay, and it shows it to you in the instructions too. If you run that loop, okay, through this handle on this side, so you don't lose this monkey, you have an incredibly powerful cutting tool. Okay, you really do. I thought I had an extra piece of stuff over here, but I tell you what, let me change gears just a little bit. Let me just grab this. This is one I'm going to chop up in a minute. Let me pivot my seat back to the middle. Okay, and I think this is the first one I made, so it's kind of interesting. Now, I will show you in a minute how to put another piece in here, but let's say I'm in here and I'm chopping. Lay this in here. And I need to rough out a bow stave. Okay, I have a tool. Let's say that in my survival scenario, I have gone out, I have used this tool to chop down a tree, which is very feasible, and then I need to come in and split the stave. I don't have a stave here with me, but I have a lovely piece of cedar here. Watch this. Set this guy up, and I can use him, and I'm going to say this, as a light-duty froe. Okay, I mean, I would not get all over him or try to split a 4x4, and this is probably a little more than he wants. Okay, and then if I take one of my handles, okay, I put a little twist on him, and I have 2 out of 1, so I can split a stave that I'm preparing to make into 2 bows. Now, don't go splitting firewood with this. That's not what it's made for, okay? But in a survival situation, you can quickly and cleanly make a bow with it. It is a chopping tool. It is a draw knife, okay? And it works as a little bit of a survival froe. Now, I'm going to show you one last thing that's really cool about the strap horse before I leave it, okay? I don't have the tillering board, okay? It shows in the plans. You can put a tillering board right here and tiller with it. but I got caught at a show one time and needed to do some fine work. Now, you can hold any length you want, and you can hold a small piece here, but I just wanted to show you something that you can't do with most other tools. If you take this guy and set him up like that right there, okay? If you come in and untie your square knot, all right, pull your pedal towards you, so that one loosens up. Get your pedal pulled up toward you here, so you're nice and happy. If you come in and tie a square knot slightly on the side here, okay, you have a really interesting holding device, because I can come in, take a piece that I am working on vertically, okay, pull that this way, set him up right here, and I can put an incredible amount of holding pressure on him, take a chisel or a tool that I'm carving with, okay, and set up to work right here. A lot of times I will take a small chisel and be cutting a tenon, a through tenon in something, or doing decorative work on a piece, and if I could just get it held rock solid, that is what I would like to do. So you can come in with the strap horse like this, set that guy up. Let me pull this, the whiskey gouge here is designed so it carries real easy. The sheath comes off, okay, the little Kydex sheath comes off, and then you've got a lovely gouge. Tap him down in there. I can come in and work from right here get a little pressure on him there. Alright. And do some work in a plane that I normally can't hold anything. Alright? Now, I've shown you all these tools and all these parts. I've pitched the Bowyer's Hawk. I've pitched the Dogbone Draw Knife, which we have for sale. I've looked at chopping on bow staves. We looked at various things. And now the fun part is, when you are done, okay, you can pull this out, pull this guy out, set him somewhere, okay, untie this square knot, okay, in this strap so he can do what he's supposed to do. Now what you can do is stand up. Let me get on this side so you can see it. I put in 3 bridge spikes, so I'm going to wiggle this just a little bit and pull this bridge spike. Wiggle it just a little bit and pull this bridge spike. And as these two guys come up to that bridge spike, I can lift this. Not make it look like I got 3 hands. On second thought, pull the 3rd bridge spike as well. Okay. Pull all 3 of them, and what happens is this guy shakes down and collapses just like that. Then what you do is you fold your folding chair up, okay? You grab the folding chair. Let me get my arm around this little guy right here. You grab this and the folding chair. I'm going to walk right past you out of here. And you wave at everybody as you leave the show. Go to your car. And you catch him. And you put your pins in first. And you remember you got to put the baby in a certain way. Let's put the baby in this way. Baby goes in this way. Ah, there we go. And the baby sits right there in the front seat. And then you put your chair in. Supposed to put the chair in first, that's all right. Then you put your chair in. And you put the seat belt around it. And you drive to the next show, okay? I do know for a fact that that will fit in the front seat of a Prius. Got to put it all the way back, but it will fit in the front seat of a Prius, all right? Now, in just a second, I'm going to stop. This is the best part. In just a second, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to talk about what Juetta has been cooking. Okay, so we're going to pause for just a second while I get that shot set up, and then we're going to show you what Juetta's been up to.